Welcome, seeker of silence and symbols, to old Buddhist philosophy, a place where numbers are not mere digits, but timeless whispers of cosmic truth. As August 2025 rises beneath Saturn's discipline and Mercury's clarity, a sacred current begins to move through the unseen. This moment is not random, it is a doorway, carved by celestial hands, for those who are ready to step into deeper alignment, purpose and prosperity. Perhaps you've felt the pull already, the repetition of signs, numbers showing up like old friends on receipts, clocks, or passing license plates. These are not tricks of the mind, these are vibrations, encoded messages carried through time, and if your spirit has been still enough to notice, then you are ready for what follows. These 6 numbers you are about to receive are not superstition. They are energetic coordinates rooted in the rhythm of the cosmos and the soul, pulled from ancient numerology, aligned with planetary movements, and filtered through the soft wisdom of Buddhist insight. They do not guess your fate, they mirror your readiness. They don't shout, they resonate. So before we begin, I invite you to pause. Just for a breath, let the noise dissolve, let your shoulders drop. Let this be a sacred pause, the kind that marks a new timeline. And if you feel the hum of truth inside you, type in the comments below, "I align with the numbers that guide me to prosperity." Let those words carry energy, let them echo, let them claim space in your journey. Like this video, not out of habit, but out of intention, subscribe to Old Buddhist Philosophy to stay aligned with transmissions that carry meaning, not noise. Wisdom, not distraction, because what we are about to open is not content. It is a path, not entertainment, but initiation. The first number awaits, cloaked in silence, heavy with meaning, ready to be received by the one who sees beyond the surface. Shall we begin? Number 22, the path of practical wisdom. There comes a time in every seeker's journey when visions are no longer enough, when dreams alone cannot nourish the soul, when the whisper within becomes a steady pulse, not asking for attention, but for action. This is the sacred rhythm of number 22, the master builder, the quiet force, the soul that does not fantasize, but forms, that does not merely hope, but create. In the sacred geometry of numbers, 22 holds rare power. It is the architect of alignment, a number that bridges the unseen with the seen, the imagined with the grounded. And in this energetic window of August 2025, when Saturn's karmic discipline meets Mercury's mental clarity, 22 does not float, it anchors. It does not rush, it roots. It arrives when you are ready to shape the unseen, to bring heaven closer to earth, not through noise, but through design, not through chance, but through sacred order. The idea you've held in your heart, the truth you've buried under delay or doubt, 22 now rises to say, begin, not tomorrow, now, not wildly, wisely. The energy of 2 is cooperation. Repeated, it becomes mastery. A dual current of balance and power, calling you to take your soul's deepest knowing and give it a shape that lives in this world. In Buddhist wisdom, this is right effort, the middle way between apathy and obsession, a discipline that is soft but steady, quiet but persistent. And if no one sees the work you do in silence, know this: the universe does. The soil remembers, the hand that plants. The stars notice the one who rises early with vision in their eyes. Number 22 doesn't need applause. Its reward is legacy. Its fuel is inner peace. Its purpose is to leave something behind that is real, lasting, and aligned. So sit with this now. What blueprint has lived within you, unspoken, unbuilt? What soul work longs to take shape, not just in your meditations, but in your daily actions? What sacred truth are you finally ready to ground into the architecture of your life? Let this number remind you, you don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You only need presence. because even the most divine temples begin with one quiet, intentional brick. Number 9, completion and soul embodiment. If 22 stands at the edge of becoming, then 9 is the silent guardian of what must end before anything true can begin. It is the breath after goodbye, the gentle exhale when you finally lay down what you were never meant to carry this far. Number 9 does not come with urgency, it comes with grace, with a whisper that says, you are ready now to let go. In the unseen language of the universe, you've felt its pulse. Perhaps it was the clock striking 9:09 again and again, or totals ending in bot 99 that kept catching your eye, or a number on a receipt, a passing car, a sudden dream. These are not errors in perception, they are echoes from your spirit, reminders that you are standing at a sacred threshold, a closing gate, a karmic completion. Numerologically, 9 is the number of wisdom, of endings that bless you rather than bind you, of spiritual maturity, the kind that cannot be rushed, only ripened. It arrives when a cycle has taught you all it was meant to teach, and clinging would only cloud your next chapter. In the teachings of impermanence, the Buddhists remind us that everything that rises must pass, that pain, joy, identity, even success, all are guests, all come, all go, and the lotus, they say, blooms not in clarity, but in mud. 9 is that bloom, not the chaos. The emergence, the moment you realize you no longer need to hold what you once believed defined you. If this number surrounds you now, you may feel heavier than usual, more tired, more reflective. But this is not breakdown, it is energetic cleansing, a soul rinse, a space being made clear for new frequencies to enter, for truth to take root where illusion once lived. Let 9 guide you through this passage. It does not ask for effort, only honesty, only a willingness to stand in stillness and say, this served me, and now I bless it, and I let it go. Completion is not collapse, it is evolution. It is the sacred spiral turning again, not backwards, but upward. So ask yourself, without fear, what part of me is ready to return to the stars? What identity am I ready to retire? What weight have I carried for long enough? And now, let the mantra of 9, I do not cling, I bless, I release, I rise. Number 5, sacred movement and inner liberation. Now enters the sacred disruptor, number 5. It doesn't walk in quietly, it dances, it swirls, it moves like fire through dry grass, stirring that part of you that has waited far too long. Where 9 releases and 22 builds, 5 ignites, this is the moment the wind turns, the page lifts, the air shifts, and something in you knows change is no longer optional. It is inevitable and sacred. In spiritual numerology, 5 is not chaos, it is correction, a realignment by movement, a frequency that invites you to evolve, not by knowing the future, but by trusting the next breath. In the sky, August 2025 echoes with Mercury's swift rhythm, thoughts speed up, patterns shake, the energy of transformation flows through language, decision, motion. And so, if your days feel suddenly too small, if your routines feel brittle, if your comfort now feels like a cage, this is why. Number 5 is arriving for you. Have you felt the pull towards something new? A sudden interest, a whisper of a city you've never seen, the ache to leave behind an old version of yourself? That's not confusion, that's clarity arriving in disguise. In Buddhist insight, this is the energy of upaya, skillful means, the art of moving with both wisdom and flexibility. To choose movement, not for escape, but for embodiment. To act, not out of urgency, but out of deep knowing. Number 5 doesn't demand grand leaps. It asks for authentic motion, a new morning ritual, a courageous yes to an invitation you would usually decline. The decision to start again, with less fear and more fire. The future doesn't require your certainty, it requires your participation. Place your hand on your chest, feel it rise. That's movement, that's life, So ask yourself, what shift have I been postponing, even though my soul already chose it? What step forward feels uncertain, but also alive? You don't need the full staircase, you only need to take the next honest step. Number 5 is not here to break you, it's here to unbind you, to remind you that movement, when done with presence, is not disruption, it is divine liberation. Let that be your mantra. I move with courage, I trust the flow, I become by beginning. Number 66, magnetic abundance and heart alignment. And now, we step into the golden stream, number 66. A master number of soul prosperity, sacred reciprocity, and unseen magnetism. It does not knock, it resonates. It does not chase, it draws. When the vibration of 6 appears once, it speaks of harmony, of generosity, of balance between giving and receiving. But when it doubles into 66, it becomes something far greater, a frequency of pure abundance flowing from a heart fully aligned with its purpose. This number is a mirror. It reflects the truth that true wealth is not forced, it is allowed. It rises not from strain, but from resonance. If you've been trying too hard to attract, to manifest, to build, 66 asks you to pause and shift your energy from effort to embodiment. You are not meant to hustle your way into prosperity. You are meant to become so grounded in love, so aligned in values, that wealth, of all kinds, naturally arrives. In ancient Buddhist numerology, the number 6 holds the essence of the 6 perfections: generosity, morality, patience, diligence, meditation, and wisdom. These are not lofty ideals, they are energetic pathways. When practiced not from duty, but from joy, they open the gates to unseen support and cosmic reward. And when doubled in 66, the message is unmistakable: you are ready to receive, because you have already become. So if this number has been finding you lately, in prices, timestamps, quiet signs, take it seriously. It is your signal to align your external desires with your internal truth. Write down 6 blessings you are grateful for. Speak aloud 6 intentions that carry your heart forward. Place the number 66 beneath your pillow and let your subconscious anchor it as a living frequency. This is not superstition. This is how energy speaks when the veil is thin. Because ultimately, 66 reminds you, you are not meant to strive endlessly. You are meant to radiate effortlessly. And what is meant for you, the people, the peace, the prosperity, will arrive, not because you demanded it, but because you became a safe place for it to land. So ask yourself gently now, what would it look like to receive without resistance? To attract by being, not by begging, to know, truly know, that you are already enough. Breathe, align, and allow, because 66 is not just a number, it is your permission to open. Number 3, joyful expression and spiritual play. Now we turn to the light, the laughter, the breath between effort. Number 3, the sacred triad of joy, creation, and truth. This is the energy of the inner child who remembers what your adult mind may have forgotten, that life, at its core, is not just a discipline, it is also a dance. Number 3 doesn't come with thunder. It arrives with a giggle in the wind, a melody in silence, the warmth of remembering who you were before the world told you to perform. It is the lotus that blooms just because it can. The paintbrush stroke without a plan, the burst of laughter that heals more than any mantra. In spiritual numerology, 3 is expression, the balance of thought, emotion, and embodiment. It asks not just that you speak, but that you sing, that you don't just move, but flow. When 3 shows up repeatedly, on your clock, in your receipts, echoing in dreams. It is the universe nudging you. You've been carrying too much. Loosen, lighten, let yourself be. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that enlightenment isn't a punishment. It isn't meant to weigh you down. It is a return to your natural state, clear, honest, awake, and joy. True joy is not distraction. It is devotion. It is the sacred current that allows your soul to breathe freely, even in the midst of chaos. So if lately you've been serious, strict, or silently suffocating beneath expectations, let 3 be your medicine. Paint without purpose, dance without reason, laugh without apology. Give your soul permission to speak in colors again, and in that expression, you'll remember your real power, not the kind that controls, but the kind that creates. Because joy is not an accessory to awakening, it is the very evidence of it. So ask yourself, where have I silenced my joy in exchange for being accepted? Where have I forgotten that my authenticity is my frequency? Let number 3 be your invitation to come back to the you who once dreamed with your whole heart. Repeat softly, I return to my joy. I trust my voice. I express with light and truth. Number 44, unshakable foundation and inner mastery. At last, we arrive at the anchor, the silent guardian, the final breath that steadies the storm. Number 44, the double 4, the master of sacred structure, the soul's deep exhale. It does not dazzle, it does not rush, it simply stands, unwavering, grounded, whole. In the world of spiritual numerology, 4 is the foundation, earth, home, order and rhythm. Doubled, it becomes mastery, not mastery of others, but of self, of the hidden rituals you return to, the promises you keep when no one is watching, the deep, inner spine that doesn't sway when the winds of the world howl at your door. August 2025 will not be without its movement. Cosmic currents will rise, distractions will call your name. The world will stir with urgency. But 44 reminds you that power doesn't always move. Sometimes it holds, it centers, it breathes. This is the energy of your inner temple, the daily disciplines, the spiritual hygiene, the unseen moments of devotion that carve out your resilience. This is where true wealth lives, not in accumulation, but in alignment, not in reaction, but in rhythm. Buddhist insight calls this equanimity, the ability to remain steady amidst both sorrow and celebration. And 44 is that balance, made number, a guardian of your sacred consistency, the force that allows you to rise early with peace, speak less but mean more, and stay soft in a world that rewards hard edges. If you've been feeling scattered, mentally, emotionally, energetically, then this is your recall, your message, your return. Return to the breath, return to your practice, return to the stillness that steadies everything. You were never meant to chase every wave. You are the still water beneath it all. You are the deep ground the temple is built upon. You are the mountain that does not move, even when the sky shifts above. So ask yourself now, what sacred habits are asking to return? What inner truth do I need to stand on, regardless of outer noise? Let number 44 remind you, your peace is not passive. It is practiced, it is earned, it is built. Repeat softly, I move from my center, I trust my foundation, I build my legacy from within. Bonus number 77, Divine Insight and Soul Destiny. And now for those who have stayed, listened and opened their hearts, the final number reveals itself. Not a reward, but a remembrance. Not an end, but an unveiling. Number 77, the sacred echo of soul truth twice spoken, a double call, a divine mirror, the vibration of destiny rising to the surface. 7 alone is already powerful. It is the seeker, the mystic, the quiet pilgrim who walks not by maps, but by intuition. It is the candle lit in meditation, the breath taken in solitude, the question asked not of others, but of the sky. And when 7 appears twice, something profound is happening, a soul awakening, a deep remembering. You are not just being guided, you are being called, summoned back to your original blueprint, the purpose you chose before time clothed you in skin. 77 doesn't arrive to those still tangled in distraction. It comes to those ready to walk the path of meaning, the ones who know that peace is not in possession, but in purpose. August 2025 brings this frequency through a quiet wind, not with noise, but with knowing. It may arrive in dreams, in déjà vu, in long pauses where your heart aches without reason. Don't ignore those moments. That is 77 whispering, pulling you closer to the truth beneath your titles, your roles, your plans. To honor this number is to surrender the noise. Step away from the crowd. Let silence be your teacher again. Sit beneath the sky. Journal the question, what did I come here to give? The answers will not shout, but they will arrive, like birds landing one by one on an empty branch. Because 77 is the number of sacred alignment, the moment your actions begin to reflect your essence, the moment your external world starts to shift to match your internal clarity, this number does not bring easy paths, but it brings true ones. And that is what your soul craves. So breathe now, gently, close your eyes, and repeat, I am not lost, I am remembering, I am not behind, I am returning, I am not uncertain, I am being recalibrated to truth. Let 77 be the flame that guides you forward. Quiet, steady, unwavering. This is not about becoming more, it is about becoming real. These 7 numbers are not trends, they are transmissions, soft echoes from the timeless source. They are not meant to entertain the mind, but to awaken the soul. As August unfolds, you are not being asked to chase more, to slow down with grace, to trust the unseen, to embody truth, one breath at a time. Let this be your moment of turning inward, where sacred insight replaces noise, and alignment replaces effort. Like this video, if something in you quietly said yes, subscribe to Old Buddhist Philosophy to stay on this path of remembrance. And in the comments, affirm, I am open, I am aligned, I receive what is meant for me. Because when your spirit whispers yes, I'll see you again in the next sacred message.